Good evening and welcome to the annual Battle of the Chunk, the Titans versus Deland Bulldogs, a wrestling match that started about 8 years ago when coach from Deland went out and pulled up a piece of asphalt off of 1792 and painted it orange and green. And every year we battle for that chunk. With me, as always, my trusty sidekick, gamer extraordinaire,
Oh my God.
man of many hats, Justin Bice.
How's it going, Kels?
I am doing well. I'm excited for this great match.
It's a great day for wrestling.
It is a great day for wrestling. It's always a great day.
Is it ever a bad day? That's my question.
All right, well, tell me what we got up here first now.
Up first, we have Carl Moore, weight class 126 from University High School, and then we have Kobe Rhodes from Deland High School.
I'm Carl Moore. Wrestling means to me like the world at this point. It's created a new life for me and a way to get away from everything. Our wrestling team is definitely a different team than every other sport at the school because we are a lot closer than every team. I can guarantee that. We spend way too much time together. I joined wrestling as a thing to get myself better in shape and truly fell in love with it after doing it for so long.
He's an established bowler at University High School. Start the match, they're sizing each other up. Carl with an attempt at a double, finishes, runs his feet, 2 points, and now he's looking for a half, driving his feet, trying to turn his opponent over with the tap. So right now he's getting about 2 points from bringing his opponent to the top.
A nice takedown there and right to the half. I love it when the kids go right in. A little combination there, but wasn't able to turn them. Now he's grinding. He's got the bar. He's got the arms, trying to get a little. Looks like he's trying to work for 2 wrists, 2-on-1 here.
So right now he's just trying to work on leverage to make sure he can get his opponent tilted to the side. So what he's doing is trying to control that wrist, because usually the guy who controls the wrist controls the pace of the match.
Absolutely, and Bice, you just keep announcing for me. Oh, he's got him to his back.
Himself some back points, trying for a pin. He did a far side. He did a half of a knee slide to try and get the man on his back, and he was attempting for a pin. He's got his 3 back points, and now he's just trying to get himself a pin.
He's working the guy at the bottom there. The Deland kid is fighting hard. He's almost out, but nope, he settles his hips back on top, chest.
Unfortunately, what Carl's having a problem with right now is he's trying to get the one shoulder up, and he doesn't have much pressure across his chest to get his shoulders to the mat where he wants them to be. He's scooping the head, trying to make sure he gets good leverage. Now he's working his hips down to work his shoulders towards the mat, and to me that looks like a pin.
And it's a pin. A win. Good way to start things off for University High School. A pin, and pin is worth 16 points. Just so you know, not 16, but 6 team points. I said, I know it sounded a little bit there. And as we go through, they keep track of the team points, and eventually you get a winner that way. It's not just an individual sport. So who we got next?
Up next we have Derek Garcia.
All right, so Derek Garcia.
He's wrestling at 132. He's going against Jacoby Lashinsky from Deland High School.
Kobe Lashinsky. I like that Polish name, I think.
It's super Polish.
Super Polish. I'm a Pittsburgh guy, I love myself some
You shouldn't admit that.
some halupkis and Polish food.
Derek's been wrestling, I think, for 3 years. He spent his first year wrestling as sophomore over at Deltona High School. He moved over to University his junior year. And now in his senior year, he's having a pretty successful year at University High School.
Yeah, Derek is the younger brother of former Titan Tyler Garcia.
JV state champion, which is a very important, very tough title to get. Made it pretty far in the state tournament his senior year in high school.
Tyler was a heck of a wrestler. We just call him the Snake. All right, so we got some action here. They're moving around their feet, trying to just gain position. Oh, shot.
Caught him on a shot. He's got double underhooks, and now he's driving into him.
Put him to his back. Settling the hips in.
Hips are a little high, so he wasn't able to get himself in good enough position to get a pin. In those situations, you want to try and tee your body out to make it so he can't roll easily back over to his stomach. Derek's positioning a leg in. That's a maneuver we do in wrestling to try and get leverage on hips. Trying to work some type of maneuver to start turning him towards his back and get more points towards a pin.
Absolutely. Look at him. He's got the leg in nice and deep. He's working the head. Yeah, look at that, cranking on him. Now, the key is he wants to keep his hips in the right position here as he's got that leg in. He doesn't want to let his hips come over the side, because if he does, he gets put on his own butt, like right there.
Yeah, he's a little off his leverage. He wants to be able to drive from his other foot into his opponent and try and get leverage and turn his body. Well, his opponent stood up, and that's 1 point for escaping, so currently the score is 2-1. 2 for the takedown by Derek and 1 for the escape by his opponent. He's currently defending a single. He's got to try and get that leg back in order to get leverage on his opponent.
And they're out of bounds. They got out of bounds. They come back on their feet, and they start over.
Because they started in a neutral position before they went out of bounds, they're going to start back on their feet and they go to the center.
This broadcast today is actually being broadcast live over YouTube. And, we are trying to do more and more of these as the season goes on. We're hoping to do a baseball game, some softball games with my trusty sidekick, Bice.
The best color man in the business.
Absolutely.
It's like me and John Madden. We're pretty much the same two people.
Does that make me Al Michaels?
You're the one that...
Pat Summerall?
You're Pat Summerall.
Pat Summerall.
You're the guy who... Yeah.
So I'm the good-looking, better-looking guy, and you're the fat, round,
that's all right.
out-of-shape guy.
I still won a bunch of Super Bowls. I'm all right with that.
That's awesome. All right, back to some action here.
So the period was over. When the period's over, the person, depending on how they flip the point of the game and match, one team gets to choose the position as to which they started. So Deland had won the toss, so they had a chance to choose their positioning in the second round. They chose bottom. And now Derek was on top, trying to now, at this point, turn his opponent to expose his shoulders to the mat. The object of being on bottom is try to escape to at least get another point. Because when you escape, he's going to tie it up 2-2. But right now, Derek's doing a great job of running on his opponent, making sure that he can't do that.
Absolutely. Now they're working, and the crowd seems to be into this match for a first time. It's always interesting seeing kids coach and watch wrestling for the first time, because we don't have a lot of guys that get to see it on a regular basis. And they're doing a nice job of staying in the match.
So Derek's hips are a little high, so you'll hear the coaches yelling in the background, watch your head, watch where you're at, because you want to be able to keep your hips low on them so they can't just roll you over top their button. So now he's repositioned. He's in a little bit better position. He's trying to flatten out his opponent so he can eventually work something for a pinning maneuver.
Absolutely. So
referee called a stalemate there. Stalemate's when there's not any progression happening in the match. And if you're on top of the stalemate, they'll reset back to the center of the match.
Man. So as we're talking, I'm trying to work this live app, and we're having some first-time technical difficulties today. So those of you watching this, I appreciate you bearing with us as we work through, so that we actually don't go broadcasting for another 15 minutes. But this is all recording live, so it'll be a delayed broadcast.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
Gives me a chance to watch it when I get home.
I just wish I would have the ability to make a switch here, but I don't know that I can.
So Derek's a little high on the hips, unfortunately, because that his opponent was able to escape, and now he got 1 point for escape. So now the match is tied 2-2, and Derek's in the position where he would like to end up with some points at the end of this period, but if he ends out tied, then we are tied 2-2 going into the third period.
All right. So my man Bice, you're really holding it down for me. I appreciate it as we're working through some of these technical difficulties.
Constant professional.
Constant professional. So the Titans are coached by Matt Weaver, coming into his 5th season as head coach, I believe. Has it really been that long since I was the head coach? Hard to believe. I was the first inaugural head coach here at University High School for the wrestling team. Matt was my assistant, and the gentleman sitting to my left, the burly one, Bice, was my other assistant.
Seems like yesterday you tricked me into coaching.
It does. And the Bulldogs are coached by Chris Folsom, a longtime Bulldog coach.
Switch that?
Switch that.
All right, so Derek stood up and switched, and now he got himself 2 points for a takedown. So 1 point for escape and 2 points for takedown. The crowd's starting to get into it a little bit better because a little bit of a dynamic move there for a high crotch single.
Oh, hey, we're live now. It's finally broadcasting, which is good.
Perfect.
All right. It wasn't going to the places I wanted it to go, but hey, we are broadcasting. I wonder what it sounds like.
Got his hips in a bad position. Looks like his opponent is trying to attempt a Peterson. But if he stays flat, he won't be able to turn him, and he'll be in decent position.
Absolutely. So, hey, I'm going to let you take over for a minute while I do some extra work here. So, Bice, you're on your own.
Sounds good to me. That's how I prefer it, actually. So Derek's got hip pressure on his side, trying to turn his opponent. He's in an okay position. He wants to try and make sure that his hips are always in a better leverage position than his opponent. He's currently up 7-2 in the match. He got 1 escape and 2 takedowns, which added on to his previous score. Now he's trying to work for a pinning maneuver. He's looking for a near side cradle. Unfortunately, his opponent's blocking him off from doing so. He's got 1 escape for his opponent. He's back on their feet. And now they're back to working from their feet. Reset of the match. Back to the center. 25 seconds left. Derek's up 7-2, or 7-3. Sorry about that. We'll start off next match. Quick takedown real quick for 2 points on Derek. Driving forward with his hips. Looking for a pin. He's got himself some back points and now hoping to get those shoulders to the mat to get 16 points. And that's the match. Now, no pin, but fortunately he did earn a major decision for his team, getting 4 points. Anytime your wrestler scores more than 7 points, you earn 4 points. 7 more points than your opponent, you earn 4 points for your team. Up next, we have Deland Sanchez for University High School. And he's at 145 against Jared Council from Deland High School. Deland's been wrestling now, I believe, for 3 years, maybe 4. I believe it's a 3-year wrestler. He's a great kid with a great attitude. Everyone loves being around him. Great personality. Works hard. I can't say enough about the kid to appreciate how hard he works for the school.
Oh, there he goes.
Quick takedown by Deland.
A little high C takedown. Oh, a little roll. Got like a little attitude there at the end. Always like my guys give a little shove there.
Oh, a little bit of a shove.
Yeah, you know, it's okay. It's within the rules.
It's a physical sport.
It is. So he's got 2 points for that takedown.
Now Deland's going to try and work to get his opponent's back exposed to the mat to try and get some back points or maybe even to a pin.
He's got a 2-on-1 here. He's trying to get 2-on-1, working to a ball and chain, looks like. Oh, he had it.
Unfortunately, he wasn't able to secure it underneath his opponent's legs. Now he's trying to work for it.
Working hard, driving the ball. He's kind of like coach gives him the sign to let him up. So
he thinks he can get himself some more takedowns, so he puts him up on his feet and trying to attempt to get some more takedowns.
Yeah, the reason coaches do that for the audience out there is that, you know, sometimes it's hard to get a guy to pin. Oh, wow.
Right to his back.
Right to his back. Now, that's textbook right there. When your opponent shoots in and leaves his arms up, you put him to his back. The wings were exposed. He needs to settle his hips a little bit more out. If he runs his hips towards the head, tees out, I think he'll have him. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's the way to get it going.
Great job there, Deland.
Good
Caught
work
his
for the
opponent
Titans.
straight to his back.
To his back. Also coaching the Titans, by the way, is Coach Garcia, longtime assistant coach here for the University Titans. And for his first year back from California and beyond, your former teammate, my former wrestler, Brandon Alanis.
My former wrestling partner.
Former wrestling partner, Brandon, back straight from Solo Shot.
Up next, we have Gianel LaBoy at 152. He's going to be wrestling James Morris from Deland High School.
It's good action so far.
So far, so good.
It's always interesting in the in-school matches because they start the weight class typically with the home school's best wrestlers. or top wrestlers, the ones they feel they can get wins with. And then it starts to get a little interesting towards the end when it's not your, you get your guys that maybe weren't easy wins. They're the ones that are going to decide to win.
Especially on a senior night. On a senior night, you want to get your seniors out there quick to make sure that everyone can see them perform.
Yeah.
So that's what we have going here first. We have all of our seniors. So fortunately for them, they get to be seen by the school. Unfortunately, it ends up being a kind of a weird order to the matches.
Yeah. It's neat. It's different. That's for sure. Also, I noticed coaching over there for the Bulldogs is Coach Knowles, Titan coach, JV coach, who teaches here at university. So by day, Titan. By night, Bulldog.
Got his opponent out of position, ended up driving off of his hips and tried to expose him to Matt, but wasn't able to get it. And now they're both still neutral, knocked out of bounds. And we'll return back to the center of the mat. So now they're working towards some better positioning to try to get that. Yonel with an outside single, trying to scoop that leg, and he gets himself 2 points. Now he's going to try to work to get his opponent flat on the mat. Oh, straight to a banana split. Trying to drive his hips and get his opponent's hips to the mat. He's unfortunately going out of bounds. He's going to reset from there. I can tell you from experience, that is not one of the most comfortable moves to have put on you.
No, sir. The split or banana split, as some people like to call it, definitely not a very pleasing position to be put into.
Match starts back up from the center. Yonel still on top, trying to work on something to get his opponent turning. His opponent still trying to work to stand up. Got a claw over top, maybe working for a far side cradle. Trying to get his, trying to get control of his wrist back. One of the things you want to do when you're on bottom is make sure you have that wrist control. But we're on to the second period.
Exciting first period there. Yonel seemed to be in control. Obviously had his opponent to his back. And
for choice, had choice on what he wanted to do. Top, bottom, neutral, or defer. He decided to defer, so by the third period, he would have a choice as to what he wants to do.
So the opponent's on bottom, and typically the opponent takes bottom when they have the choice because you're trying to escape and score points. If you're on top, the only way you can score is by putting the opponent to the back. If you're on bottom, you score by escaping and getting your 1 point or getting a 2-point reversal.
Oh, he's got himself a far side cradle.
He's got locked up.
And drive into this to flip him to his back. He's got some back points to start off with, hoping to finish up with a pin.
And
his opponent escapes.
Handed to the Deland wrestler there. He definitely fought that hard. A lot of guys with that cradle locked up as tight as that would have gave up and taken the pin.
Nonetheless, came away with 3 back points out of that. So the score is now 5-0 for University High School.
Now working the front head over, trying to get a near side cradle now.
A lot of times we get these guys with these long legs and long arms. Usually pretty nice to put them in these cradle positions because it's really easy to find those gaps between the long legs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, back up, escape point for Deland, and makes the score, 5-1 now.
So they're doing a little bit of dancing in the middle of the ring, trying to find a position. Yonel with an ankle pick, trying to get himself 2 more points. Driving through his opponent, and 2 points. Bringing the score down to 7-1.
Yonel's come a long way since his freshman year. I was an assistant coach that year when he was a freshman. Got to watch him and coach JV a lot that year, so he was one of my wrestlers that season.
He's definitely grown with the program.
I think that might be me, actually, so I'll go down a little bit. My sound levels are a little high. Please do me a favor and talk a little bit.
I will gladly talk because that's what I love to do. So Yonel's trying to work his opponent back to the mat. That's 1 point for Deland. Going to score down 2-7. A quick single leg. Yonel's defending it with a whizzer, trying to pry his arm off his leg. And that's the end of the period. Third period, because Yonel deferred in the second, he has choices to what he wants to do, and he chose neutral. Because what he's trying to do is get another takedown to further his distance and points.
I think he's trying to work towards that major decision, hopefully help the team out with the team points a little bit if he cannot catch the guy and put him to his back.
And they are out of bounds.
Yeah, a lot of hanging on the head there, though. Not much movement, neither guy.
You want to try and find a corner, and what that means, you want to kind of like walk side to side, try and find a good angle to get a decent takedown. That's kind of how you want to do it. You know, defending a single leg, working a hard whizzer and putting pressure on the head to try and get his leg back away from his opponent. And now he's got himself in a front headlock.
I thought he was going to run it there.
That's what I thought too, but he's trying to spin and get two. Oh,
uh-oh.
And he got stuck towards the back. He's working.
Well, this could go either way now. Now Yanel's in trouble. Could be in some trouble, but if he can get his legs in and sink his hips out, he'll have the reversal. And
he's got the reversal for two. He's got him in a half.
Yeah, I think he should be
now
trying to work that.
Some back points.
There you go.
That's wrestling for you. Sometimes you can just kind of slip a leg or your foot gets under you and you end up in a position you didn't expect to be in a second ago.
It's a little dangerous, though. He's now, I believe that when he gets awarded his points, he'll tie it up to make it 9-9, which is not.
Well, no, Yanel's up. He'll be 12, and his opponent did not get back points for him.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to be 6-12.
I got the score wrong on the board down there. I just noticed that. You're right. They have us as guests.
That is the problem.
That is the problem. I looked up there and I said, wow, we're home.
I'll have to let them know and fix it.
That's all right. Maybe they're doing it for a reason. All right, so he's working. Back to the action here.
20 seconds left in the round.
He's got a little cradle in there, but I don't think it's anything he's going to do.
For a pin, but it's going to be difficult within 12 seconds to finish it up. But hopefully he can at least get awarded some back points to further his lead. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen. And that's the match. Yanel with a regular decision.
Good hard-fought match by the senior here. Some quality team points.
Up next, we're going to have Antonio Liberty versus Jordan DeVoren.
Yeah, it's Jordan DeVoren. Wrestler.
Jordan DeRuin.
Jordan, either way, Antonio is a four-year starter, or a four-year wrestler for us. Another one of those guys that was a freshman when he was there.
My daughter's blowing up my phone. She's got to know what it is, what internet it's on or whatever.
It's not, ma'am, we're,
It's not working.
I mean, it's kind of working, but it's a delayed thing. Tell her to just go to YouTube, look up Kel's TV teacher.
All right, so Antonio is starting off the match. Good defense to that shot, and now he's trying to run a steamroller. Cement mixer again. And now he's driving into his opponent, straight to a takedown.
All right, so exciting fan there. Didn't understand there that we're in the middle of a broadcast, but hey, that's all right. Back to action. I see Antonio got a takedown.
Pretty exciting beginning of the match. A bunch of big guys just tossing each other around, and Liberty ended up on top, starting out the round up 2-0. Antonio's a great athlete. He's worked with us for football for 4 years as well. He's one of my D linemen.
Yeah, he also, I believe, does track or weightlifting as well, too.
Great kid, great attitude, even harder worker. He was our 2-eye position, which is one of the harder positions to play as a D lineman because you deal with only big boys inside there. He's a smaller guy, if you can't tell. But he's one of the toughest kids I've ever dealt with in coaching and teaching.
Hard-nosed kid, got great hands, great hips. Maybe didn't show it right there on the start there, but he's all right. He's going to work, get right back up.
So it's now 2-2 after that reversal by Deland. He put himself a nice sitting switch. And now Liberty's trying to fight this half and also trying to stand up at the same time. One of the bigger things you can do when someone's trying to force a half like that on you is just to stand up and it'll drive you straight to your feet. That's what Liberty was trying to do there.
Yeah. Birdie's got to try and get up here and get his point back.
Nice little knee slide stand up, trying to work the hips to get
out.
And he's out.
Yeah, he's out. That was a interesting return, though. I'm surprised that didn't get called for a slam. Pretty much pile drove.
Yep.
That's all right. Birdie's a little stunned.
He's a little shook.
Yeah, that's not good there. Oh, he's getting his hips out, though.
2 points by Deland.
Yeah.
Exciting first period, but now we move on to the second period with Deland up 4-3.
Hard-fought match here. 2 explosive athletes here getting after it. What weight class is this, by the way?
This is 182.
182.
So the guy wrestling 182 playing football against guys that easily weigh 300 pounds.
Yeah. Birdie's struggling, though, today. Having a hard time keeping up with the guy. He's going to have to try and work hard here to get back to his feet and get a point.
One thing about wrestling is it's not a sprint, it is a marathon.
It is.
Use every ounce of your body, muscle, and endurance to try and get through the match.
Just got to keep chopping away. If he can get up here, get himself another point. The kid's going to slam him up. There we go. Got locking hands. That's good. So that'll give him 1.
So one of the rules in wrestling is you are not allowed, if you are on top, to lock hands while your opponent's hands and knees are on the ground. It's an unfair advantage to the person on top. So what happened was the Deland opponent locked his hands, and that gives Liberty a few seconds of a chance to try and get a move in. If it seems that he's not progressing the match in his favor, the ref will stop the match, and they'll start back from the center.
Back to action there. Back on his feet, but the guy's having a hard time in terms of return. I mean, every time he tries to bring Liberty back, he's awfully close to a hand lock. Let's see if Liberty gets himself moving.
To throw them suplexes, but
yeah,
not much finishes to go with. Liberty's trying to work up, and his opponent's just driving into him, trying to turn his hips. He's got a chicken wing in, an arm bar with a wrist. And so he's going to try and drive over Liberty's head and try and put him back. Liberty's got to try and reach that hand out and fight it from the half.
Yeah, it's not a fun position to be in right there. That's a lot of pressure on your shoulder. He's got to fight out, and she does. He's got his arm back. Now he's got to go. He's got to get some space between him and his opponent.
Got himself a stand-up.
Got 1. There we go. Starting to wear. His opponent's starting to look a little gas. Sometimes
still driving, trying to get himself a takedown before the end of the period.
Ooh.
17 seconds left in the period. It's 6-5 Deland. Liberty's back to his feet, trying to get himself 2 points before the period is out.
If I was Liberty, I'd be staying nice and low here. I'd try and get this out of the period. I don't think I'd be doing any type of over-aggressive moves here. I'd just try and stay low, not let the guy hit a takedown on me. I don't think I would do what he just did there. But
another quick out of bounds. They're going to reset back to the center of the match. 9 seconds left in the second period.
He's got to work on his stance. He's way too high. He's giving the guy his legs the whole time. See.
Well, you can see within both of the wrestlers that they've lost a lot of their gas because of the excitement of an in-school. They're all pent up, ready to go. And it was pretty exciting that first couple of seconds of the match. And unfortunately, it's taking a toll on their bodies now.
Now they're just reaching in there for every ounce of energy they got to try and battle out. But, hey, Liberty's in a good position here, only down 1 point. I think he can get himself out here, get himself 1, and who knows, maybe they got to get another locking hands call when Liberty goes to escape.
6-5 Deland. Liberty's trying to work to get his stand-up. His stand-up, he tell, will tie at 6-6. Meanwhile, Deland's trying to turn his hips to try and expose his shoulders in that in order to get a back points and extend his lead. Unfortunately, it doesn't let Deland's leaving the hips very much, and you got to be able to, well, he got off his hips there.
Yeah, he got off his hips, and Birdie's moving, trying to get his hips out, and he's starting to come to his feet. Oh, got a little roll, a little dangerous, but he's almost out.
Almost out.
He's out.
And
oh, did he get
reversal for 2.
There you go. No reversal. They're going to give him 1, maybe 1. Oh, they're not giving him 1 yet. Oh, no. Oh, that was not good for Bertai. Yeah, you don't want to have your hips on top of the guy while he has your arm.
Now he's back to where he was. Got to try and get to his knees, get his head up, and get out of there.
Yeah, he's got 1 minute here. He's still got a minute left to at least get it tied up. Hopefully he can get more than that. In wrestling, if they tie, they do go to an overtime period.
Liberty's working to try and get his head up and out of there, but unfortunately the pressure by Deland is pretty oppressive.
Nope, warning for stalling for Birdie. He's got to go. 30 seconds left because he got enough.
You have to try and make a progression to get up off the bottom. You can't just lay there. Unfortunately, the referee felt that that's what the Birdie was doing, not trying to make a progression to get up.
He's starting to, he's working. The guy, Dylan, the young man from Deland, is working hard on top. I mean, he's definitely trying. There, 10 seconds. Birdie.
That Granby, unfortunately, wasn't able to get out. Around 5 seconds left.
5 seconds.
Pretty tough.
Yeah, it's tough to get out 5.
And Deland takes the win.
Deland gets the win there.
The match of 6-5. Now leading the team scores.
19-3, I think, right?
University 19, Deland 3.
It's a wild match there, back and forth. Like you said, guys came out a little juiced up, used up their energy in the first minute, and now they're down. Oh yeah, we need a score change. Can you tell them? Oh, hang on. So Vice is trying to make sure we have they have the score backwards. In other words, they have the home team. They have the Titans as the away team, and the Bulldogs as the guest. We don't want that. So they're gonna flip that. And they're gonna re-flip the score here. Lots of good action though today here at the in-school.
Up next we have Zion Gonzalez versus Mackenzie Garcia. Oh, no, don't have Mackenzie. This is Kevin Metcalf. And that's what will be going on for this match.
So this past weekend, Vice, the first ever annual dual state championship took place for the state of Florida in wrestling.
Is that right?
They had the playoff system, you know, much like they do in other sports where it's a team championship. They got a chance. Hold on 1 second.
Zion's been wrestling for 3 years at University High School. Always been known to be a little bit undersized, but he's been beefing up over the past couple of years. He's our 106, but I believe he's wrestling up to 113 for this particular match. We're going to get a quick takedown. Nice double leg. Finish it with his feet. With a nice flare in the air to get those feet up and the crowd excited.
Yes, he livens the crowd up. It had gotten a little flat in here, so it's nice to hear the crowd back in it. He's working hard to get that half in. Just working turn. He's going to let his opponent up here, trying to get another double. And then bring the crowd back into it, Vice.
So Coach Weaver suggests that he brings him back to his feet because he's a little bit quicker than his opponent, which means he probably has a little bit of an advantage to takedowns and getting points. And with a nice double leg takedown again for 2 more points on his opponent.
And we're cutting him loose again. That's how you cut with some authority there.
2 more points there. Making the score 6-2. We'll give him another cut. That's what Weaver's looking for. He's looking for a turn here with a bit of a tilt, an arm bar tilt.
Yeah, he didn't really have him in the saddle very well there to tilt that.
So we call that a rebar tilt because he's got himself with an arm bar. He's grabbing his other hand with his other hand, and you want to try and saddle him up and get his back exposed. Not necessarily a pinning maneuver, but it does get you points. Zion decides to put him back to his feet to get another quick takedown. Misses with it, comes back with a nice throw, getting his opponent straight to his back.
I think it could be enough. We'll see if he can settle him in and get the back of their shoulder blade down.
He did a move called what we call a lateral.
Yes, Coach Bice used to try and throw those back in the day.
He used to be thrown in those back in the day.
Yeah.
That's how I ended up hurting my sternum.
Yeah. Great story about Coach Bice in a live wrestling match. But anyways, back to the action here. Zion's got him. Oh, and he gets the pin.
We got ourselves a pin.
Yes.
Zion Gonzalez. Making the score now 25 University, 3 Deland.
All right. Lots of awesome action. So who we got up now?
Up next we have Chase McD against Marcus Vega. Chase has recently moved in from out of state. I forget exactly where he came from. It's escaping my mind at the moment. But he moved to his school last year in the middle of the season. And he's made his home here at University and had a great time with the team and the coaches.
Gotta love the music he's coming out to. A little Welcome to the Jungle, one of my personal all-time favorites.
This isn't that. This is broadcast.
That's Miss Felicia, by the way. She's coming to join our broadcast. So those of you who heard her, these doesn't really go over the speaker system, but that's okay. We love Miss Felicia.
Chase with early hand control. Well, backing on out, trying to find an angle to get himself a shot to get some early points in this match. Out of bounds they go, and they're going to reset the match. Good shot defense with a sprawl and gets himself right behind his opponent with an arm bar in. And now he's working towards a pinning maneuver with a handlebar, maybe, oh, near side cradle. Thought he was going to do a Granby there for a second.
I thought he was going to gable.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was going to gable for a second.
Yeah, nice little crossface there. Didn't really have his head in the right position to get that near side all the way in, but he's working the opponent over pretty well here.
Seems to be in pretty good control, trying to find himself a corner to get his opponent turned. He's driving with that arm.
Good solid wrist control.
It's really important whether you're on top or bottom.
Yeah, you can't have the arm trapped and bring the guy down the same side as the arm is trapped. It's illegal there. That's
how you get dislocated shoulders and concussions.
Yeah.
So
one of your former teammates, Brett Fudge, used to be very good at fooling the refs with that move. He'd bring the opponent down, he'd do a little leg whip with it. The official would never see the leg whip, and then see the guy get slammed on his, unexposed shoulder there, unprotected shoulder. It's a pretty good little move he had.
A really good arm bar there on the back. He's got to try and find something to do with it. So when you get that pressure on the back, you want to try and keep pressure with your shoulder until you're ready to run those moves. So the opponent standing up, getting a point. Trying for a quick 2 before they go to bounce.
It's a good sprawl there. Got his hip spin, legs back quick.
Nice reaction.
That's how you defend.
Chase looking for an opportunity to get in here and score 2 more points before the period's over. 50 seconds left in the first period. Chase with good shot defense, front hooks. Trying to look to get a reshot there, wasn't able to get in. Got to try and circle and get a move going here. Playing at the edge of the mat, you got to be afraid that maybe the referee might call him for stalling.
Yeah, you don't want to work that edge too much there. It's good to use it once in a while, but get in that middle and just wrestle and be aggressive.
One of the tips with wrestling, you always want to try and circle and not go straight backwards. Because if you're circling, it looks like you're trying to get position. If you go backwards, it looks like you're running away.
Chase is in a little dangerous position there. I think he was trying to hit a little dump there, but almost got himself turned there.
Deland with 2 points at the takedown. Chase trying to get control of that wrist bag so he can base up and get out of there. But we are out of the first period, moving on to the second.
Pretty exciting first period, though. A lot of give and take, back and forth.
Deland has choice to decide to defer to University, and Chase decides to go on his feet and start from neutral position.
The official today, by the way, is Mike Strauss, former wrestling coach at New Smyrna Beach High School. Old Dominion college wrestler back in the day.
He used to coach against me.
Yeah, back in the day, yeah. I had the pleasure of going to the NCAA championships with Coach Strauss several times and watching those awesome events.
Scores 2-3. Deland. Chase trying to get an opportunity to get in there and score some more points. Working a wrist, trying to get himself a rush, it seems. Not getting exactly where he wants to be. Coach Weaver's been working with this program since its inception. I know he was your assistant the first couple of years, but he's really worked hard with this program for the past couple on his own to try and get these boys to be successful in their sport.
Yeah, he's done an excellent job. Him and myself, we started this thing back it was basically the January before the year we opened. I got named head coach, and he was my guy. Had signed on to be my assistant right away, and we put together a plan and envisioned what we'd hoped our wrestling program could be. And I think we did a great job in building it together, and he did a phenomenal job taking it after I left and building it into a better program than when I left it. So it's always exciting to see something you start and see it come back and see how it's doing.
Bit of a wild second period here. Still 2-3 Deland. A couple of possible takedowns, but thwarted by Chase at the moment. Chase has got to try and get himself in a good position to score before the period's over, so he doesn't make that choice of going neutral with nothing coming out of it. Gets a double leg, trying to finish the takedown. And there he gets his 2 points. Meanwhile, his opponent's trying to run a switch, but Chase has control of his hips and gets him out of bounds. Gonna restart the match and center the mat. Chase is going to be on top. Meanwhile, his opponent's going to be on bottom.
I'm curious to see if he can get wrist control again here and maybe get him flat. Maybe you'd love to see him come back and try and work that gable. I haven't seen one of those in a while, so that'd be exciting to see here.
He was keeping good pressure at the beginning, but he seems to have lost some pressure with his back. His opponent has had a chance to stand up, turn around, and get a reversal and up behind Chase.
Makes the score now 5-4 Deland in the match here. Let's see if Chase is able to get himself up and get one back here. His opponent's got good, got his leg in deep. He's working the hips over pretty good.
And that's the end of the second period. We're on a third period. Deland up 5-4.
Deland's choice too. Oh, Deland's take tops. Or top, I think. Or no, he chose neutral. No, I thought he said top. Oh, he took top. Yeah. Yeah.
So Deland believes they can try and turn Chase. That's why he chose top.
He feels his legs are pretty. He feels he's going to put the legs in and turn them. We'll see. Chase has got to move if he doesn't want that to happen.
You got to act with a sense of urgency on bottom. Try to act like there's no other choice but to get out of it. And Chase is a little slow as to where he's at right now. He's hoping to try and get out of there.
He's got to work to get that leg out. Moving his hips. I mean, he's doing a decent job there, but he's got to be careful there. He almost got rolled and put to his back.
When an opponent puts in legs, it's a little hard to deal with. There's only a few ways to deal with it. And sometimes it's in positions that you don't kind of want to be in. It's a little bit dangerous when it happens. But it is a pretty solid maneuver to run if you're Deland at this moment.
He's got to just work his hips up here and get inside that leg. I mean, not a lot of time here. Minute 15 left in this match. He's just got to get one to get it tied back up, and then maybe gets a reversal here. I don't know. Although he's in dangerous position. Uh-oh.
Got himself in a guillotine.
Guillotine.
Exposing his back to the mat, getting some back points.
Yeah. Let's hope we can keep his shoulder up and not give up the pin here. Up.
And there's the pin. Team points now is 25 University. Deland 9. Up next, we're going to have Ethan Lasher, and he'll be going against Aaron Morris from Deland High School.
Another excellent kid here, good person in general. Ethan Lasher, JV football player for us this season, quarterback. Led his team to 6 wins. Now he's out here wrestling varsity. Going to be one of the young men competing for our varsity quarterback spot next year. So exciting to see him out here competing.
He's one of those guys that just started wrestling last year. Shows a lot of fire, he seems to really enjoy the sport. He just came from the tournament where he won 5 out of his 8 varsity matches, and for a sophomore wrestler, that's a pretty big deal, no matter how you slice it.
Absolutely. Love to see that when the young guy gets out there and gets some wins and gets some confidence. That's the key in this sport. You know, you get your confidence, you learn your technique, it all starts to click, and then you're a dangerous wrestler.
You don't normally see quarterbacks out there wrestling, but he's not your average quarterback. He's a little gritty and likes to have some fun.
He's got his hips in there pretty good, defending off that single.
Reset the match as they went out of bounds. Score 0-0. Ethan's looking to try and get himself a takedown. Tries for an outside single, nothing there.
Each guy's trying to establish a little wrist control here when they're on their feet, but
his opponent seems to be trying to do a pretty decent job. Unfortunately, when they got that established, it's very hard to get in there. Shot.
Guy's wrestling there, kind of a long, angular guy. He's got some lanky arms there. Makes it sometimes difficult to get through, to get to those legs.
It's like 2 giant spaghetti monsters fighting.
All right, he's in deep.
Ethan with a high crotch gets himself 2 points on the match.
There you go. Can he keep him down now, or is he going to let him go? He's
Lets him up. Now it's 2-1. Kind of a sloppy stand-up. You thought maybe a far side cradle would have been a nice little snatch to get there, but unfortunately he didn't grab it.
It's all right. Ethan's keeping this one right where he wants it, nice and tight. He's working them, trying to get an angle here on that leg.
Another high crotch attempt.
Not good one.
Oh, and he's getting caught, looks like, and
he's all right.
Near side, and then he gets out of it, and they're back to where they started.
Just gotta work that arm.
All right, and that's the end of the first period. University has choice. Ethan decides to defer. Deland chooses bottom. They're trying to get that point back in order to tie up the score. Got a pretty large group here at the University Wrestlers. Wrestling's kind of a tough sport to make people excited about in the state of Florida, but every year it sure seems like University gets quite a large amount of kids that wants to come out and play this sport.
That's a great sport. Unfortunately, in Florida, kids don't just necessarily grow up wanting to be wrestlers. I grew up in this great state of Pennsylvania, and wrestling's a pretty big thing up there. And, partially because we have cold winters, and, well, no one wants to be outside in the middle of winter, so you find something to do inside, and wrestling's one of those sports you do inside. Down here in Florida, most kids in the middle schools don't think about wrestling as a sport. So a lot of these guys, we don't get till their freshman year in high school.
Ethan tried himself a high crotch single again, unfortunately got caught, and his opponent was able to get a takedown. Right before he went out of bounds, though, Ethan got himself an escape, making the score 4-3. Ethan's down by a point. He's got to try and get himself in a position to score some points in order to get ahead. He's working hard to accomplish that.
He's got to just keep smart here now. Lots of time in this match, not to try and force something that's not there either. It's only down one. He's got choice in the third, so, he can get out, get one, and bring it right back. But he's in deep on it.
Another good attempt for a single. Unfortunately, wasn't able to finish with his feet. Now he's caught again. Trying to finish it out, trying to keep that leg, and unfortunately.
Hard thing, a lot of young wrestlers, they start to get a little tired. They step up there right when the whistle blows, and they think that that's a great chance to just dive in on the leg, and sometimes it is. But it also can be not the best situation to be in either.
You have to try and make sure you're finishing it. You can't just dive at a leg, you got to drive through. And sometimes when you get tired, you put your head on the mat and you get a little behind of where you're supposed to be at.
He's working his way up, though. I think he's going to get himself one here, get right back in here. So now we're down two.
So the score's 4-6 to land. Ethan's still trying to get himself in position to at least tie it up.
Nice to see him get a takedown here somewhere right before the period ends.
You always want to try and finish the period out on top.
8 seconds.
That's the end of the second period. Moving on to the third. Ethan deferred in the second period, so now he'll have a choice to choose where he's going. He decides to choose bottom, so he can try and escape and cut the lead down to one.
Hopefully he'll get up quick here and get himself one. Give him a lot of time. Give him some time to work that takedown and try and get himself up.
Trying to work his stand up. Unfortunately, Deland's got pretty good grip of his ankle at the time.
Had a nice ankle pick there. He was driving across the mat. Out of bounds. Reset.
He escaped the far side cradle there, and now they're working back towards the center of the mat. Ethan trying to get him to stand up, gets his legs up, escapes, and now we've cut the lead down to one. Pretty good match here. Maybe not to the layman's, but 5-6 match in the third period is pretty good to watch.
Well, it's a nice tight match here. It's what you always like to see. You don't want to see the guys where one guy just can't pin the other guy, but it's a blowout. Those aren't very fun matches to watch. This guy's a good, tight, hard-fought match.
One takedown is the change of this match.
Ethan's
trying for it.
He's got it.
Gets
Track
the
him down.
Can you trying to run around.
Can you swim the hips? Can you swim that right hand over? No, don't.
Get his head out of there and he'll get 2 points. And unfortunately gets out of bounds. A good attempt. Trying to get himself a takedown.
Right there. He just got to swim the hips a little quicker next time. He's right there.
Trying to walk across the far side leg.
Yeah. There you go. A lot of time left. He doesn't have to rush anything here. He's got plenty of time. The takedown puts him up by 1. Wrestling's one of those sports, you know, you watch the college level, you see how patient the opponents are. And
try for a headlock. Unfortunately, got himself caught.
Yeah.
Takedown.
It's all about patience sometimes, you know. He's working hard, though. Nice hard-fought match here. And hopefully he can get up and get himself one and get himself a chance to tie it back up. If he can get up.
Unfortunately, Deland's being a little bit oppressive on top. If he can just, he's in a decent position.
There he goes. He's got one. He ties it. All he needs is a takedown.
Takedown will tie the match.
Yep. There you go.
With his feet and hopefully give himself one up. And unfortunately,
wasn't able to tie up the hip there when he took him down. Took a shot.
So unfortunately, it's not looking like it's going Ethan's way. At the end of the third period, Deland wins by regular decision. Making the score now, University 25, Deland 12.
Nice hard-fought match there, though.
Up next, we have Danny Baroa going against Jordan Chisholm from Deland High School.
Deland's starting to close the gap on the lead there that University established early on with all those quick pins.
Danny's a first-year wrestler at University High School.
Well, we got a little break in the action. A lot of exciting things starting to fire up here in the spring. You know, you got baseball tryouts, softball tryouts starting to take place. You know, track and field's up and running. Titan 8-man football is up and going.
Yes, it is.
So lots of exciting times. Exciting time to be
there
on campus.
tonight.
What'd you say? Oh,
Going there tonight.
yes. At 6 o'clock, we got practice. My guy here, my sidekick Bice, is the head JV Titan 8-man coach. A newly established title that he got last night.
I am?
He is.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but it's an exciting thing. It's his new baby. So we're excited to have that. Lots of great action here wrestling. Though this is not the end of their season by any means. They still have districts and then regionals and states, not to mention a few other matches, I think, to go here as the season finishes out.
Looks like we're going to have Edian Cabazedo.
So,
He'll be taking a forfeit for University High School.
okay. Gotta love those forfeits.
So now we're starting back up at the top. Now special matches are done with. We're going to have, probably looks like Danny Baroa at 160 after that. And he'll be wrestling against Jordan Chisholm. So when you take a forfeit, University earns the equivalent of a pin. So they got 6 more points towards team score. So right now the score is 31 University, 12 Deland.
That's my jam.
All of us went to high school in the 80s.
Yes. You know, I didn't go to high school in the 80s. I actually graduated in 96, my friend. It's not that long ago. But still, it was long enough ago. Oh, my goodness. Somebody just sent me a very inappropriate picture. Jesus. Oh. Someone there dropped me a not-so-good picture. Anyways, luckily I declined it before.
Quick takedown by Chisholm.
Yes.
Baroa is trying to fight it. Unfortunately, he looks like he's in pretty good positioning here to earn 2 points for that takedown. Chisholm is Baroa is a first-year wrestler. And unfortunately, wrestling is just one of those sports that it takes a couple years to really get the groove of, to understand where your hips are, how the moves work, and how your body works on the mat.
Yeah, it takes time. You know, it's all about that body, that muscle memory. You know, it's about teaching yourself what to do without thinking about it.
No, these are real moves.
We actually, you know, unfortunately, it's jumping quite a bit.
Chisholm unfortunately gets himself a pin.
Yeah, tell him to go to YouTube, look up.
Shorten the lead by University by 6 points.
Yeah,
Even the team scores,
My mom came
University
down right
31, Deland 18.
You know, I think when we do these broadcasts in the future, we're going to have to, like, hide ourselves
Get
somewhere.
ourselves a booth.
Yeah, I don't think people understand the idea that when you talk
Leave
to somebody,
us alone.
when someone's broadcasting,
We're the talent, all right? We're not to be bothered.
no, it's just that, you know, when you're broadcasting, you know, they can hear you when you're asking me questions. That's maybe they don't get that. There's no, like, stopping. We don't have commercial breaks here. But anyways, what happened that last match? I didn't get to see because I was being distracted.
Unfortunately, Barreau was caught himself in a far side cradle and ended up getting pinned. Up next, though, we have ourselves Keenan Diaz versus CJ Haverty.
All right, Keenan is a younger brother of Jacob Dilplane, former Titan heavyweight champion.
Got himself a belt.
He got himself a belt. Now, he's a good wrestler for us. Won a lot of matches for us as our inaugural heavyweight, I believe, wasn't he? Not inaugural, but one of the first ones.
He's our most successful heavyweight we've had.
Yes.
Our inaugural one was McGee.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, Dilplane.
Seems like we have some play on here, depending on who's sending who, because, you know, each team can pick when they set. If the odds are evens, you send first. But Vice, we probably need to make an announcement over the Real PA. So what we're doing here, fellas, is we're going to make a quick announcement over the Real PA for those of you out there in TV land watching. Just let people know that they need to wait and not leave in the middle of the event. That's a rude thing to do. But anyways, for those of you watching out there, we do apologize. I think this video has become very glitchy. We were trying to live stream using Ethernet here in the gymnasium, and it doesn't seem as though the stream is working very well. We will upload the broadcast of this later on tonight for anybody who misses.
So, don't get out and try and leave. You're in the middle of the session. Just be patient. Those are about 10 minutes. Stay on your keisters. You'll be just fine. So
Vice taking control.
Please have a seat until they're done.
Yeah, everybody's in a hurry to leave, but where are they going? That's always the fun question. Oh, clap their hands. Yes. So here we go. Up now, Snedden. So we got Alex Snedden up at, I believe, 220 here. Getting ready to take on Evan Larry.
Vinny's got to leave at the bell to get outside. You guys are going to take over, but you can only take over for 10 minutes.
That's fine. If we have to, we'll just set the camera wide and leave it.
Yeah, once again, people don't understand the concept of live broadcast, you know.
You're talking to me through the mic while broadcasting.
Oh, hang on, now you're back.
All right, we're back.
All right.
Someone here's got to be professional.
Yes, yes. You know,
It's definitely not you.
I know you get a lot of practice at this with your gaming handle at Twitch.
Please don't do this.
Yes. Anyways, in a little bit there, Mr. Bice, I'm going to have to leave you to finish this out and go run the camera because
Sounds good to me.
the bell's going to ring and our camera people have to leave.
Listen, people don't care about what you have to say.
I know.
I'm the talent here.
I'm just the guy that sits, brings all the equipment, hooks everything up.
Yeah, I'm the one here that everyone came to listen to. All right, so we have ourselves Alex Snedden. He'll be wrestling against Evan Leary. Alex is a sophomore, second-year wrestler. He's also a member of our football team. I believe he's also a weightlifter and a great student at University High School. Quick single leg gets his opponent down for 2 points, and now he's working for a half to try and finish out the match.
This is a very key match right here. The score is
Opponent tries to escape. He gets a quick single leg, gets him back down to the mat.
let's go, work the half, get under there. Hopefully he can work a half here and turn his opponent. It'd be nice.
Fortunately, it's tough to do those halves, as Coach is saying, without breaking down your opponent.
He gave up his hips, and he's giving up his reach and back there. So hopefully he get out of bounds. He's smart.
2 points for a reversal.
So it makes it a 2-2 match with Alex underneath here. Let's hopefully he can get himself up and out. Yeah, after this match, we will be taking a short break as they clear out the gym for the school day ends. And,
Alex with a switch.
oh, he's got him. He's got him to his back.
Man roll straight to his back.
And
Looking for a pinning
he didn't catch the arm, though, unfortunately. He could not get the arm.
Some back points.
He did get some points, yeah.
So 2 reversal and 2 back points by Alex.
It's a 6-2 match. I think Alex has got a chance to wear this guy down, too. I think he can do.
See, a normal wrestler, we would call that a switch, but anyone who weighs over a certain amount, we automatically switch that name to a fat man roll.
Yeah.
Score is now 6-3, Alex. And that's the end of the first period.
End of 1. 6-3 Alex. Alex seems to be in pretty good shape. I think he's going to be able to push the pace on this guy and wear him out if he chooses to. Oh, I think the guy chose top. Oh. What weight class is this? 220?
This is 220, yes. Huh? So Alex chose to defer, and his opponent chose bottom.
Are we down to one more match after this, or did they go out of order? Am I missing?
I believe it'll be one more match.
One more match. Keenan, I think.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, he's
got
it.
Driving,
trip.
Trying to get him over.
There you go.
Now for to get that half back in.
He just needs to get that half and get out there, or just let the guy go and work another takedown. Oh boy, it's a lot of weight. He's got driving at him. Oh, he's got it again. Trip him. Sounds like the old Karate Kid. I heard someone yell, "Sweep the leg! Sweep the leg!"
Get him, Johnny!
For those of you who don't understand what we're referencing
gotta let go of that ankle.
The Karate Kid, and yeah, you gotta let go of the ankle or else it's a stall. So, anyways, we have a 6-3 match. Alex is up in the second period.
Score is 31-24. This is a pretty pivotal match.
Although I don't see a heavyweight over there warming up for Deland, so I don't know. Maybe they, maybe this is. They don't have a heavyweight, and that would be a big swing for the Titans.
Maybe they're having CJ here out there.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully, Alex will be smart here. Oh, get off the head. Careful there. It's a good way to get yourself to your back. Get off the head. Go your. Oh.
The head there.
Oh no, that's not good. Let go of the head. It's not what you want to see. You get off the head and you'll be all right. He's in.
Trying to work back on the ball. Unfortunately, wasn't able to.
We go.
Brings the score. University 31, Deland 30.
And all right. So we are going to have a stoppage in action here, and as they clear the gym. So we're going to take a break.
Hey you! Yeah you! Are you looking for a car loan with a discounted rate? Or perhaps just somewhere convenient to deposit and withdraw money? Look no further than Launch Federal Credit Union, the only bank right here on campus. At Launch, we're prepared to work with students to help them get their first bank account and make the process as easy as possible. All that's required to make an account is a small $5 deposit, but this money is yours and only yours to withdraw at any time. Make sure to ask for your free ATM card when opening an account, which is compatible with ATMs located at thousands of Publixes across Florida, or even right here on campus. Feel free to stop by either Tuesday or Wednesday during lunch with any questions. Launch Federal Credit Union. Go beyond. Apply now and earn $5 for every friend who you refer that makes an account.
All right, and we are back at it. I already turned mine on. I know what I'm doing.
Oh, I forgot. We got a professional gamer here. So those of you who maybe have nothing to do in the evenings, if you tune into Twitch and look up, what is it?
It's Jehufa.
Jehufa. Yeah. You can watch Bice. You know, he acts all embarrassed, but I don't know why. It's actually kind of fun to watch, I will admit. I tune in every once in a while, my son and I. At first I did just to give him a hard time, but it's actually kind of entertaining. I will admit.
Publicity right here.
It is, you know.
Cross-promotional through YouTube.
All right, so we're back in action here. We got the 106-pound weight class. Who are the wrestlers here we got?
I believe we have Mackenzie Garcia.
Okay.
And I think this is Kevin Metcalf.
Metcalf, okay. Oh.
Mackenzie gets a pretty decent takedown. Kevin's looking to stand back up. He's got decent wrist control, but he's got to stand up, not just drive back into it.
been a battle here, that's for sure. This match is a really close, hard-fought duel. I mean, we got a 1-point duel with 2 matches to go. It's anybody's match here. I mean, you know, here at 103, 106 is a huge weight class, and I'm not sure what we got last. What weight class we're wrestling at last, but
I believe we have a 195.
195.
So we're hoping to get ourselves a nice little finish here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Metcalf can get a pin here. He shores up a win for University, but
If it gets pinned, and then University will need a pin to tie. Right? 36, yeah.
Deland got herself a
Well, they need a pin to win.
locking hands violation.
All right.
And that's their second one. So they awarded 1 point to University. So the score is now 2-1. If he gets an escape, it is tied up.
Absolutely. So, you know, the way the duel goes here, if he gets a pin, he ices it for the Titans. If he gets pinned, then he makes whoever has to wrestle last have to get a pin for the Titans to win.
Decent attempt to try and stand up there. It looked like she held her hands, but the referee didn't have a chance to look at it. Unfortunately, now he's in a pinning maneuver.
He's in trouble. Can he get that arm through, though? Can he get his arm through, punch over? He did. He's over. He's got his hips back. He's just going to work himself out. Oh, but, oh. The guy's out. He reached up, and he's
pretty good.
He's in trouble here.
Set in.
Just got it down pretty deep on him, and it's a pin. So,
Score is now University 31, Deland 36. I believe we're going into our last match.
yes. It'll be an interesting one. It all comes down to pin or be pinned kind of match here. Yeah, well, pin for the Titans. Younger Liberta.
No, that's
Is it? Oh, that's Hulk.
James Houck.
Yeah. Good opportunity for him here to step up and make something happen for the Titans. So the way it comes down to, simple, Hulk has to pin for them to have a chance to win it. Anything short of a pin, Major ties it, but it's going to come down to a pin.
A tech tie.
Tech ties it, but oh yeah, you're right. I said Major. My bad. Yeah, I'm a little rusty when it comes to wrestling. It's been a few years.
It's amateur I'm working with.
I am, you know. Only 12 years in a row of coaching, and I took a couple years off, and I forgot the whole thing, huh?
I don't know what's going on over here.
Can help. Oh. Back and forth, back and
Best
forth, back and
position.
forth. Yeah. The good thing is, it looks like we've got 2 pretty young wrestlers out here.
Houck
So
is a freshman, I believe.
he is, and it looks like his opponent does
May not
understand
be
how
far off there.
Yeah, he's got his legs in. He looks kind of like he knows what he's doing too, but you know, young. Like we talked about, it's all about muscle memory. Can Houck get out, get himself one, and get one. He's moving. He's working hard.
Houck's trying to work to get out. He's got to try and break that grip, pop those hips. Get separation between him and his man. He's got himself in a pinning maneuver.
Yep.
Fortunately, it doesn't look like it's looking very good for him at the moment. But he's fighting.
He's fighting hard. I think he's going to get out of there. The guy does not have a legal headlock. There for a second, I thought he had it illegal, but
Try and fight through that and get your head out of there.
Houck has got to get his
to your
hips over.
hips and push on his back. That'll help him get
Yeah,
out
he just
of
needs to
that.
get that right arm. My other guy, his opponent has pretty good wrist control. Pretty hard for him to get that arm back and push. And,
Start himself a half. Trying to finish out the match. And Houck's turning over. Hopefully we'll be able to get out of this too. Trying to send the match. And unfortunately, Deland takes the pin and takes the win. And that's the end of the 2018 Battle of the Chunk.
I'm your color commentator, Ryan Kells, and your announcer, Justin Bice.
Bice.
Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you.
Hopefully in a couple weeks we'll do something else.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was fun.
Good time, man.
See ya.